And we're back again with another video, everybody, and today we're going to talk about the upcoming launch or first editions of the Dodge Charger Daytona EV, RT, and Scat Pack EVs. And frankly, I don't blame you if you don't watch this video, because you probably care as little as I care. But it is interesting to watch Dodge go through its gyrations of trying to sell us these EVs. And it's also an interesting experiment to track this and watch how these end up being received. Because one thing we know about Dodge, and it's subjective for sure, is that they do a great job in marketing, in using buzzwords and putting together great marketing materials, and in some cases great videos, and Tim is a phenomenal spokesperson for the company. So for those reasons, the whole thing's very interesting, because Dodge, Stellantis coming out with this EV machine while holding us out a year before we can get an ICE version of the new Charger Daytona is insane. And if you watch my other videos, a couple of my other videos, one of them in particular where I shared that I think they were completely wrong in naming any EV after a Hemi car. They should not have named these EVs RTs and the Scat Packs. They should have called them an SXT and a GT. And at the very least, let's just say they had to use a higher power name. They should have came up with something new. They should not have taken from the Hemi universe, the gas engine universe, and used those names, because those names are not EV. They just don't fit with EVs. So in that video, I shared that they should have been SXT and GTs, and then made the RTs, the Scat Packs, and the Banshee the ICE cars, the gas engines, and offered different tunes on those and horsepowers, and that would have made a lot more sense. Because when I think of RT, when I think of Scat Pack or a Hellcat, I immediately imagine the roar of a V8, the rumbling of that exhaust sound. That's what I think about. I do not think about EV. But what's interesting is they are going to try and sell these things as high horsepower, high performance, EV muscle. Well, the challenge with that is that only for 1 year, for this first year, are they going to come out with the stage kits on these two models, the RT and the Scat Pack, meaning that this RT is actually a 456 horsepower car. I'm not going to go into the kilowatts and everything else. And the Scat Pack is a 590 horsepower car. But for this year only, they're going to come out with the RT and make it 496 horsepower, and the Scat Pack a whopping 670 horsepower. But here's the problem. The huge, enormous, elephantized size problem. The car is going to be almost 6,000 pounds. The car is going to be close to, let's just say close to 1,000 pounds heavier than a Tesla Model S or a Tesla Model X. That's insane. So even with all the horsepower, the torque will make it seem very fast, but the top speeds are very low. Bottom line is, top speed was weak. The 0 to 60 will be good. But remember, they got to stop a 6,000 pound car, so we got to hope that the brakes are adequate. Because one thing that we're reading about EVs is that their weight is a big problem when it comes to tire consumption, when it comes to its own environmental impact on the roads, but also in the safety issues that come with a very heavy, extremely heavy car like this with a large bomb underneath it, that if it hits something, if a 5,800 pound car plows into another car, it's going to be a devastating crash, a devastating impact. That is a problem, and that's a problem that they're not addressing. They're just hoping it's all going to work out. And I expect they're going to put good brakes on these cars. I imagine that they will do the Brembos on the higher versions But it doesn't change the fact that the lower versions that maybe don't have the best brakes will be rolling missiles. And I would not want to get hit by one. Because this beast that I'm in at 4,400 pounds, this Dodge Challenger Scat Pack that I'm in right now, is a tank in itself. You could feel that weight. Just imagine adding another, I don't know, 1,300 pounds. That's before you put my fat ass into the car and another person and another person and another person. And now you are rolling in a, my gosh, you start looking at maybe a 6,300 pound weight going down the road that needs to be stopped. So that's an issue. Let's go ahead and talk about the first edition versions, the ones coming out with the 670 horsepower Scat Pack and the 496 horsepower RT. Yet next year they're going to be tuned down, and I'm going to expect that you're going to have to pay for an over-the-air update stage kit, or going into the dealership to get the stage kit. You're going to have to pay for the option of that car being a higher horsepower. Yet it's fully capable of being that horsepower with a simple software update. That's insane. That means that there is literally almost no cost, but there will be a cost to us, not me, I'm not going to buy one of these things, to get these stage kits put on these EVs in next year's versions. But there's also that concern that every first-year car in the history of this planet generally has issues and bugs they got to work out. So while they're hoping people run to go buy the first version with the higher horsepower and the stage kits, there's also a risk that, yeah, maybe they are under-braked. Maybe they do have issues. Maybe they do have software glitches. Even the Hummer EV, the giant, expensive Hummer EV that was marked up to the moon, those that people waited forever for, had issues, glitches, software issues. Watch every video out there about these things, and these things were having problems. Literally breaking down, stopping at a stoplight and shutting off. You need to be completely reset. They're messes. So that could be an issue. Now, I'm not going to suddenly believe that Stellantis and Dodge have dramatically increased their quality control and are going to deliver something amazingly high quality. What I do think they're going to deliver is something that looks really, really nice. It's going to look really nice. It's going to look really nice on the outside, and it's going to look really, really nice on the inside. But we don't know what everything else is what it's going to come to with everything else when they finally deliver these cars. But let's talk about the final editions real quick. So Bud of the Insider is truly an insider. This guy is able to make friends with dealers and get stuff and get information and people with the manufacturer and get information before it goes anywhere. So go check out his video on this, and he gets in depth. I'm going to go really fast on this. But he got this information and shared it with myself and TK's Garage, and I'm going to share it with you all. Even though I can't imagine, as cool as they're trying to make these things sound, that any of us are going to be lined up at the dealerships to buy these things. So let's go ahead and start off. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. So with the RT version, there will be two configurations, as you can see here, but there's going to be three colors we'll talk about in a second. The first configuration is going to be RT Stage 1, Plus Group, Sun and Sound, and Blacktop. And then the configuration 2 is going to be the Plus Group with the red interior with RT Stage 1. All this stuff, they're working towards a beginning launch pre-spec to the dealers on April 22nd. The dealers will accept their first edition by the end of April. May 15th, the 3D configurable web experience will come out in a press release, and first editions will be available on Horsepower Locator, and people will have to use the Horsepower Locator to find dealers with available first editions. So tell me they're not trying to set us up for markups again. But they're not going to be able to get them unless all of you fall for it and want to go buy an EV. By using that Horsepower Locator, which had proven to be the most enabling tool for dealers to mark cars up, that they're going to do it again. They didn't learn from the last time that turned out to, albeit a nice way to find the cars, but extremely empowering to the dealers who had the inventory to hold them hostage from us. So now let's talk about these two editions. They're going to come in white knuckle, diamond black, and triple nickel. That's it. 3 colors. Not horrible colors, but not the most exciting colors. I would have liked to have seen them come out with at least some of the brighter, cooler, and maybe some new introductory colors. But I get it, with first editions and any launch editions, they want them to be as close to like the ad cars, the cars they use in all the PR stuff, and that's what these are going to be. So people can see them and rapidly or readily recognize that they are the first editions, and shudder with utter fear of the electric powertrain that's going to beat all the Hellcats out there. It's ridiculous. All right, let's talk about the RT first editions. So the first edition is going to have the Plus group, which is the leather performance seats. So kudos to them for not going with the vegan leather. They're actually, using real leather, it appears. Ventilated front seats, heated second row seats, which is a nice touch. Interior ambient lighting, 16-inch cluster. Exterior will have premium LED headlamps with cross-car LED and DRL signature light. Illuminated door handles. Sun and sound is fixed and tinted full glass roof, Alpine Pro 18-inch speaker system, sub with 914 watt amp. And the blacktop feature is the dark 20 by 9-inch aluminum wheels, 255, 45, 20 all season tires, dark RT fender badges. So it's going to have little skinny wheels on it, little skinny tires on it. The Plus group, the second configuration 2 has the Plus group, which is same stuff in the Plus group before, which is leather performance seats, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, interior ambient lighting, 16-inch cluster. Exterior will have the premium LED headlamps with cross-car LED DRL signature light, illuminated door handles, 20 by 9-inch aluminum wheels, still the skinny wheels, and the red interior. Demonic red seats with perforated inserts, red and silver stitching. Like I said, I think the interior is going to be absolutely just gorgeous, especially compared to the not updated prior version of the Chargers for so many years, that this will be a welcome change, just the wrong powertrain. All right, so now let's talk about the Scat Pack Configuration 1. It's going to have the Track Pack Plus group, and you can see all the features on the screen. It's going to have the wider wheels, wider tires, high back leather seats, 12-way power driver and passenger seats, drive experience recorder with forward camera and USB data output ports, so you can see yourself trying to slow that car down around a corner with almost 6,000 pounds of it, trying to stay on the road. And then the Plus group, the ventilated front seats, the heated second row seats, interior ambient lighting, heads-up display. The exterior is the premium LED headlamps, cross-car LED, DRL signature light, illuminated door handles, sun and sound. It's got the Alpine 18 speaker stereo system, the full tinted, full glass, fixed and tinted full glass roof. And then the carbon and suede, the 20 by 11-inch aluminum wheels, which of course will look great. Carbon fiber mirror caps, dark B fender badge, carbon fiber center, carbon fiber IP and door inlay, suede IP mid bolster, suede headliner, and A-pillar. And then we go to Scat Pack configuration number 2. Number 2, of course, the Track Pack, 20 by 11 aluminum wheels, rear 20 by 11 and a half, and front 305, 3520 all season tires, and rear 325s. Red Brembo 6-piston fixed front rotors, red high back leather suede performance seats, which are going to look really nice. 12-way power driver passenger seat, drive experience recorder again, and then the ventilated front seats, heated second row, interior ambient lighting, heads-up display, exterior premium LED headlamps with cross-car LED DRL signature light, illuminated door handles, and then we can talk about the Track Pack, then we can talk about Configuration 3. So here is Configuration 3. So, the Track Pack, of course, the front 20 by 11s and 20 by 11 and a halfs in the rear, front 305s and rear 325s, red Brembo 6-piston fixed front rotors, high back leather suede performance seats, 12-way driver passenger seat, driver experience recorder, Sun and Sound. It's got that fixed and tinted glass roof and the Alpine 18 speaker stereo system with the 914 watt amp. And then it's got the full-length glass roof, which will likely look incredible. Replaces the standard steel roof for a full-length glass roof that's more ambient light into the cabin. That is the first editions of this Dodge Daytona EV car that'll be hitting the dealers sometime mid-year, and the dealers will start getting their allocations and the horsepower locator and the configurator. All that stuff will come up. But in the end, while they make everything sound really cool, and I think the car is going to look really, really nice. I know some of you hate the car. I don't think it looks horrible, but I just think that it's an EV. So all this great talk, but I'm still jumping in one of the heaviest EVs ever built with a company that doesn't have a reputation for the greatest quality, that will likely be able to make the car look really nice, but it's not going to beat a Hyundai Ioniq N, which is a challenge. And then, here's the punchline. What is pricing going to be like? We already know that Stellantis is obnoxiously insane when it comes to their pricing. Dodge has raised their MSRP on everything to astronomical luxury car levels. So what do you think is going to happen with these? So as we get closer in final pricing, we know that if we look back at when they said the Hornet would come out, I think sub $30,000 or something, and now you're going to dealerships and you can see these things sitting there with 2 inches of dust on them for $47,000 configured with a steering wheel and anything else. It's gotten insane. So what's going to happen with these EVs? I would expect that they're going to charge to the moon. And what do we know is going to happen in 2025 when the next version comes out with less horsepower? The price will be exactly the same, which seems kind of stupid. I doubt there's going to be any discounts unless nobody buys these and they need to move them. But here's another little power curve. Tesla keeps dropping their prices. And I mean, I heard the other day, once again, prices dropped again. So while the current Tesla owners who paid more for their cars than what they're selling for new now are of course upset and frustrated, that's a manageable problem because things can go on sale all the time. But what's going to be tough is for Dodge, Stellantis to compete with Tesla. If I'm going to buy an electric car, if I'm going to go out and jump on the bandwagon with everybody on these EVs, I'm buying a Tesla. I'm getting the best possible charging network, the best charging system, the best range, the best performance, and the best technology for way less money. And I'm going to predict right now that when these things get priced and start hitting the lots, we're going to see that you're going to be able to buy all kinds of different models of Tesla for less money, or higher model Teslas for the same amount of money, which is a much better car, very likely faster car, lighter car, and much more proven and reliable. So with that, everybody, that's what's coming. That's the future. It ain't bright until we get to 2025, when hopefully they get us this this inline twin turbo 6-cylinder that we can play with. But who knows what that's going to look like in pricing when it comes out. So please like, subscribe, comment, share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.